I love making something out of nothing. I'm not trained, but I am brave and determined. Of course, I could hire a professional, but DIY first.
Hey y'all, welcome back. It's another day, another project. Today we're gonna build a workbench. I don't know why it's taking me so long, but I am desperately in need of a workbench. If you have noticed in any of my past videos, particularly when I use the table saw, it is pretty treacherous. I don't have an outfeed table, I don't have anything, and I kind of have to make stuff up or just let the wood flop around and do all the things, which that's not safe. We're trying to be safe this year because, you know, I want to live. So this is what I've been using. These old sawhorses were here with the house. I mean, you can't get any more ancient than that. Who knows how old these are. The wood has turned pretty much black. I mean, they have been well loved and well used, but I think it's time to retire them. They are, you know, the wood is splitting and it's like they're pretty rickety. And my tabletop has been this old piece of plywood that is probably from one of the first projects that I ever did. And again, it has been pretty beat up. It's not straight. It's, you know, it's got a big dip in it, probably because of all the saw cuts going across it. Anyway, this is not the vibe. So this has to go. And also, if you can see the little white table there, that's an old IKEA table. I had that table in our old apartment, and I've just kind of been using that sort of as a assembly table, just an extra drop spot. So that's going to go away as well. That'll be replaced with the workbench. So that's two items that will be going away. I'll probably keep the legs because they are metal. The top has been pretty beat up, and you know, it's pretty much like a hollow core tabletop. So the tabletop, I'm going to sit that to the curb, but I'll probably keep the legs. I may reuse them for something else in the future. Yeah, that's gonna go. This whole setup here is gonna go. And check out the wood rack. So here's the wood rack. It is it's holding wood. But through throwing stuff on here, I see now that I have way too much. I have so much scrap, basically scrap plywood that's like strips and things. So I don't know, maybe I'll try to come up with some scrap wood projects that I can do to use some of that wood up, or maybe it'll go in the fire pit or to the curb. I don't know. Yeah, the wood rack is doing its job, and so now I need to do my job. So I am prepared this time. I think I am anyway. Let me show you something. You know how in the last video I was talking about moving these sheets of plywood and how difficult they were? So someone left a comment about that device I was talking about and said that it's called a gator grip. So I looked that up immediately, Google search, and found it immediately. It was, I don't know, $40, $50, something like that. And so as I was looking, I found this little handy doohickey from Home Depot. This is a panel carry, and it does basically the same thing. It was $10 at Home Depot. I also found some little wheels. Now these wheels are made to roll panels, help to move panels of plywood. You kind of put the wheels on either in the middle or on one side, and then you're on the other side, and you roll it. So I ordered that. They didn't have that in stock, but I ordered it. I think it'll be here next week. So I'll have that and this. We'll see if this helps me carry the plywood better. So I don't have a pickup truck or a van or anything like that that I can use to haul big sheet goods. I usually have to either rent a van from Home Depot, get somebody to give me a ride over there, figure out how to get stuff into my small SUV. But this time, just to save time, although it did cost me more money because I had to pay a delivery fee, I ordered some things and had them delivered. I think they picked the 2x4s from the reject pile. What is this? Can you see that? You see how chewed up that is? I would have never picked these pieces of wood. This doesn't count. Don't look at that. But this wood, you know, it's like pieces coming off. It's all chewed up. You can see where the bark was. I would not have picked these, and I can just look at this one and tell it's bowed because there's a gap here. Where it's sitting on this one, there's a gap. I can almost fit my hand all the way through. So this piece obviously is is not straight. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to exchange some of those, so I'm hoping that I have enough good ones to do what I need to do. As far as the sheet goods go, I haven't really inspected them, but whatever they brought me, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna use it. I'm just gonna make it work. I'm trying to keep everything for the whole project, everything under $1,000. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I guess that's enough talking. I'm going to go ahead and get started and see if we can get a workbench made today. So I prefer to get measurements, like real life measurements, from the items that I'm using. And so the plan that I'm going to use is from shanty to chic. It requires a top, obviously. So I got the 3/4 inch plywood top for that. And then also the wheels have a plywood base also to connect the casters to the bench itself. And then also you have the height of the casters themselves. I need this table to kind of work as an outfeed table option as well. I have 2 pieces of plywood scrap on the floor and the caster on top. So I'm just gonna get a measurement of from the top of the caster to the top of the table saw, and that will be the height of the legs. So this is pretty disappointing. I just went through the dimensional lumber that I ordered. So out of 14 2x4s, I have 2 that are pretty straight, 12 that are awful. They're all twisted or bowed or broken, you know, chipped and all of that. Even the 2 that are okay, they're pretty chewed up. Because I need to work, I gotta make it work. So I do have a few left over from the last project. The 2x6s, I ordered 5. 4 of them are okay, or at least usable, and 1 is not. Next time if I order wood for delivery, I'll just stick to the sheet goods and I will just do as I normally do and go pick up the dimensional lumber, because obviously I'm gonna have to now load these up, take them back, and exchange them for usable pieces. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started with what I have and see how much I can do with what I have. And then I may make a run to Home Depot today to swap some stuff out. The next step is to drill the pocket holes. In the plan, it doesn't necessarily call for this step, but I am going to square off the pieces that I have here. So when you buy a 2x4 or 2x6, they have those rounded edges on them, which normally is fine. But I'm going to go ahead and try to square these things off as much as possible. For one reason, because I'll be joining 2 pieces together for each leg, and I want to be able to get a good enough connection point between those 2 joints so that they'll hold pretty good. But the other reason is because this wood is so rough. I am going to square these off, just cut the little edges off of each one. And that way, also because this wood is so rough, I didn't actually have enough 2x4s. I needed 1 more. So I'm needing to use a 2x6. So if I cut the edges off, I can cut this down to size and get it the same size as the other ones. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll drill the pocket holes and it should be ready to put this thing together. That's one frame down. I'm going to take a break. It's lunchtime. I had coffee for breakfast and that was about it. So I'm ready to eat. I'm a mess. Sawdust. So one of the things I'm thinking about as I do these projects is dust collection. That's at the top of my priority list as well. So got the the top frame. Top frame is done. I need to put together the bottom frame and the legs, and then I can cut the plywood. Workbench. This is the basic structure of it anyway. I have some customization ideas of different things that I would like this to be able to do. I did modify the plan a little bit. I left a 2-inch lip around the front, the top piece that would allow me to be able to clamp things down to the bench. So I did add that. If I decide that I don't like that, then I can obviously change it. I wasn't able to connect it because the batteries are dead, I guess. Either the batteries are dead or the nail gun no longer works. I don't know. But I also bought the new circular saw and I can't get the screw off to put the blade on. So I think that's a defect and I may have to move on from Ryobi. This project, the basic level of this project is done, and now I need to think about customization. So if you have any ideas for customization of this workbench, then leave a comment below. So anyway, I'm gonna go in the house, wash up, wash my hair, sawdust everywhere, and get myself together. But yeah, I would call this day a success. I'll see y'all next time.